In the previous lesson, I offered you a funk-ified rhythm guitar adaptation of the cool piano part to the Herbie Hancock early 60s, mid-60s instrumental Cantaloupe Island. And that was inspired by a very exciting live video performance of the tune that I stumbled across on YouTube one day. It was from a 1991 jazz festival somewhere in Japan. And as I mentioned, that performance, Hancock is joined on stage. He's playing grand piano. He's joined on stage by the funk fusion rhythm section of Omar Hakim on drums and the great Stanley Clarke on bass, slapping away on electric bass, and the great Wayne Shorter on soprano saxophone. So as promised, here is a solo that I came up with, an original guitar solo, inspired by that funk groove rendition of Cantaloupe Island. And it's 16 bars long. Progression is 16 bars, played once through. So let me just refresh, play the chord progression to get that in your ears one more time, and then I'll play the solo over the chords. Once again, the funk-ified rhythm guitar adaptation of the 16-bar progression to Cantaloupe Island. It's 4 bars on F minor 7, 4 bars on D flat 7 or D flat 9, and then 4 bars on D minor 11. Then it ends with 4 bars of F minor 7 again. So it's like this: 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's one complete chorus. So then it begins again on F minor 7. If you were to take an extended solo, you would start vamping on F minor 7 again. Okay, so here is my solo. Okay, so this solo encompasses a lot of influences and inspirations here. It starts out over the F minor 7 chord. I wait a couple beats, and I come in with this. That's Mike Stern, from Miles Davis' We Want Miles album. Doing a little bit of hybrid picking there. And then getting a pentramonic. Billy Gibbons, Zakk Wylde, right? Also George Benson in there too, though he plays with a very clean tone. I'm playing with a very overdriven fusion-y tone. So F minor pentatonic is this shape here. So I'm starting in that box. If you recall earlier lessons, I told you I like to, as a general strategy, start low and then work my way up the neck, which is exactly what I'm doing here. So in that first bar, we're going 1, 2, 3. Okay, I finger pick that G string, and then 2 whole step bends with pinch harmonics. Potluck, whatever note you get. Double pull off. That's F blues scale, by the way. I'm adding that B note. When you add that 6th note to pentatonic, minor pentatonic becomes the minor blues scale. And to get that vibrato on the F note, 3rd fret, I'm going this way, pushing. You could pull it. It's a completely different sound, right? To me, that sounds too fast and nervous. It depends on what position you're in, what string you're on, what finger you're using, right? Another sassy quarter step bend, or what they call a curl. And then in bar 4, this is where I get into F Dorian, but I start on the 5th C, and I do kind of like a John Coltrane type of pattern. Note the fingering here. And that's all alternate picked. Let me see, do I start on an upstroke? I've told you before, I have this idiosyncratic style where sometimes I'll start on an upstroke, is it just makes for better string crosses. So that's F Dorian. I'm doing it starting in third position. I'm using that spread fingering because in bar 5, when it goes to the D flat 9 chord, I'm going. Okay, my go-to scale for D flat 9 here is D flat Lydian dominant. 1, 2, 3, sharp 4, has a sharp 4 of Lydian, 5, 6, flat 7 mixed Lydian, but I'm doing it in upper octave. You know, that's actually the fourth mode of A flat melodic minor, which is, or here or B. You know, melodic minor has a natural 6 and 7, just like the major scale. It just has a minor third. So that's actually like an A flat minor. I'm thinking like A flat minor over a D flat bass note. And that gives you that cool, you know, clean it up a little bit, D flat 13 or D flat 9 sound. Okay, over a D flat bass note, gives you that D flat 9 sound. And then in bar 6, some chromatic passing tones. Another chromatic passing tone with a finger slide. So again, that's. That's all D flat Lydian dominant, but then bar 6, chromatic passing tones. More chromatic passing tones. I'm just walking down to the third of D flat, which is F. And a little pause. Now in bar 7, I take a slightly different tack. I'm using straight up D flat mixolydian. That's the textbook mode to play over like a D flat 9 sus chord. You get like that sound. So bar 7. Okay, I'm thinking B flat major 7. Starting on the 7th. But it's all over D flat, so it's going to give you that, or that sound. Bar 7 again. 1 E N, 2 E N, and 3 E N, 4 E N. More pull-offs, John Scofield style. Okay, I'm back to D flat Lydian dominant here. So I'm mixing in the natural 4th with the sharp 4th. And then in bar 9, when it goes to this D minor 7 add 4 chord, okay, I'm using D Dorian with a special emphasis on the 9th, E. So that gives you that. So going into bar 9, I'm going. Nice little vibrato, pushing up. And then here's like a real John Scofield Tim. I'm combining D Dorian with the D blues scale. D blues scale are up here. Kind of like what I did with F minor blues. So it's a hybrid blues Dorian sound. Again, from bar 9. That's all Dorian, and then here's blues scale. That's a strategic position shift up to 7th position. And then here's some more D Dorian licks in bar 11. Ooh, but now you have the major 7. That's could be viewed as a chromatic insertion. What I think of it as tonicizing a minor chord, you know? That's a classical type of thing. So bar 11, that's all D Dorian, right? I have C natural is the minor 7th. I was gonna go just keep it all straight D Dorian, but to me it sounds a little more poignant, musically dramatic to throw that, because for a second it clashes, right, with the chord. The chord has C natural. I'm hitting C sharp. Ooh. Yeah, so from there, sorry, bar 11. Now I get onto this like triplet, like spazzing, like. That was born out of a spontaneous invention, and then I kind of used it as a motif to just go with the solo. It's exciting to break up the rhythm. You know, you don't want to just have it as a steady stream of 16th notes. Throw in some 16th note triplets, that creates excitement. In the same way a drummer wouldn't just be playing a drum solo going, he'd throw in some right? So that's my attempt at trying to create some rhythmic excitement. That's in bar 13. So leading up to that again. And then I anticipate the change to F minor 7 in bar 13 by just hitting that note a little early, like right before the beat, an eighth note of the beat. So we have on beat 2 of bar 12, we have 1. And I continue with that rhythmic motif, altering the notes to F minor pentatonic. And that's all alternate picks. So from going back to beat 2 of bar 12, it's down, up, down, up, down. It's something I've heard Alex Skolnick do that, so maybe I got that from him too. Thank you, Alex. Then a quick position shift. Now I'm up to, notice I started here and then blah, 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 up here. Now I'm up to the 13th position, F minor pentatonic. So, a nice big whole step bend. And then I kind of wind it up with some real straight up blues, you know, Albert King, Stevie Ray Vaughan. A little more gain on that. So I got a muted rake going into that note in bar 14. Bend, release, pull off. Bend it again, and then again with some vibrato, bend vibrato. Using all 3 fingers, as you can see, to really control the vibrato. And then I love this as an Albert King style thing. You know, that's using the index finger. You see people grimace when they make that, when they do that, because it hurts, because it's digging into the fingertip. And then an upward vibrato on that note. Finishing on beat 2 of bar 16. That's pretty cool. I'm thinking C minor for a second. C minor over F minor will give you like that F minor 9 sus4 sound, which works for both Dorian or major or minor. So you can also think of that as a combination of F Dorian and the F blues scale. You know, you have that hybrid Dorian thing. You see people going. And then you get that major 7th in there. So I'm going position shift, and then like a double stop using hybrid picking once again, like I did in the very beginning. Plucking the G and B strings together with the bare fingertips, and then in opposition to the picked downstrokes. And then ending on that final F root note. And when I'm shaking that note out, notice I'm forming a little bridge here. A lot of slide players do that to cut down suppressed noise on adjacent strings. So this way I can shake that note and not have to worry about the A string or the G string ringing sympathetically, give me any unwanted notes. So I'm kind of checking them. That way I can get that vibrato on the slide, and all you hear is the note on the D string.